Yeah, I'll put the event on today because I've trained in the Filipino martial arts now since 1989. But I feel as if they've given us a lot of knowledge and a great respect for all their grandmasters, you know. And the disaster that they had last year with the typhoon is absolutely dreadful for children, and the families being split up and losing their homes and starving. So I thought that'd be good if we can all get together and unite and make a difference and help them and support them and give something back after everything that they've done for us.
Kapab is designed as a bridging system, so it's actually not a new system. It just borrows the stuff from all the other systems, and we use it and use it following our principles. So it's not a new system, and it works and supplements any other system. And today, teaching, I deliberately picked techniques, just highlighting some of our principles, but also the stuff we've done today. Every martial artist can use within their style, whether you're karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, whatever. So the stuff we've done is quite universal, and people can hopefully take that away and add it to their fighting game. We have students who are in the 60s. They get as much from it as people who are in the 20s. You know, it's a military system, so to get your instructor levels, you have to train really hard, and it's taught in a military format. But actually, you know, we're teaching as civilians. You know, you don't need to do that in your weekly classes. I think the best qualities for a student is just to be open, honest, and not to have an ego. We don't want people with egos. We want people who want to train and learn. And if you've got an ego, normally it restricts that because you feel like you have no need to learn. And you know, today is a prime example. You know, you come and you train, you can learn from other instructors, good network, and we all got something to learn. But for a student, you need to be open and have no ego.
Have you ever watched any martial arts films yourself?
Yeah, I like to watch them all. You know, they are what they are, the movies. There's some good Filipino martial arts movies, documentaries out there now. I really enjoy those. But yeah, some really good stuff, and everyone's watched the Bruce Lee ones, let's face it. And they're really good and still good to watch. You know, he's an inspiration. You know, but a lot of what he does is for the camera, and obviously, you know, what he would do in a separate class would be very different, I'm sure. But yeah, the movies are good, and it gets a lot of people into martial arts, so it's definitely a good thing. And there's a lot of modern day movie star-stroke martial artists who really kind of draw people into learning the martial arts. You know, we even get movie stars now who come from Muay Thai and play things like that. So really it helps get people learning martial arts, and I think learning martial arts should be like first aid. It should be a fundamental for everyone. Everyone should know it, because you know, the good people need to know it because they need to protect themselves and also their families. That's, you know, that's what took me into martial arts, is learning a martial arts so you can protect your family, your kids, and so forth. Yeah, I think everyone should have it, especially the good people. I'm not keen on teaching the bad people. I want to teach the good people. But I think everyone should have it. Too many people will want to learn martial arts once they become a victim, and then they suddenly realise they need martial arts. But don't wait until you become a victim. Do it now, and be prepared so that you don't become a victim, because you're much more likely not to be a victim if you learn martial arts, because it'll raise your confidence and your awareness, and you're less likely to walk down the street with your head down looking at the floor. So in return, you're less likely to be that victim. But again, too many people think it's never going to happen to me, so they never learn martial arts, and suddenly something will happen, and that's when they come to the dojo and want to learn to train in martial arts. So everyone should know it. And again, you know, it's about protecting other people. You know, for me, how can you forgive yourself if you got attacked and you couldn't protect your daughter or your son? For me, that's what I want to do. That's the main reason I do it.
1, 2, if he punches in, always keep your side up. Okay, so we get a position from there, we come to 1, 2, punch it in, boom. I want to be there. You've got to advise. Okay, straight through, like a through this guy. Okay. Shoulder there.
So, as he comes into the punch, I go there, 1, Now this leg steps forward, this hand, and I turn.
Now move. You see, a little bit harder to move when you've got your feet squared, so this leg in front of the other. Carry on.
Jump, everybody gets a fast jump. Well, we're not doing.
And he starts standing, boom, I need to work on this, there, three.
Pull his head back. Stop there. Yeah, everyone, just sweet techniques. And you can play around with those sweet techniques.
Two times it on that, moving forward. We're going to turn this hand around, just going to stick like a straight line. Another one you do from this one. The uppercut hammer fist, okay? Not many people use the hammer fist this way, but this one's pretty good on the ground. Okay, so if you don't want to use the other one, you come from the uppercut.
Figure right across, figure right loosen the wrist up. General legs not there. What we're going to do is defence against number one attack this side, number one attack this side, and number two attack this side. One, control his arm. 1, 2, 3, and on the third one, I thrust over the shoulder and take the arm, pull him down there, with the butt, twist him over so he lands right in front of you. My name is John Harvey, a Grandmaster since 2009. Been doing martial arts for 40 odd years. This is Jude Tucker.
Yeah, I've been doing since, well, it's 25, so another 40 odd years I've been doing martial arts myself. And I started off with karate and met John and doing this stuff over here now.
So,
I enjoy every minute of it. I enjoy all the fighting, the sporting side.
Is there any day when you wake up and you think, I don't want to go to my class, or
No. It's an attraction. It's like a magnet, like a magnet.
It's not a hobby. It's more than a hobby.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime journey. It's hard to put it in words. It's kind of a habit forming in a kind of a way. You have to do it, and I think for your own self-satisfaction, but also quality of life, fitness. We always get people come say how old are you, and when you tell them your age, you think that's not possible. But you think, well, I've been.
Don't tell me you're 24.
Well, yeah. You're obviously not taking the right drugs. You know what I mean? But I think you physically you can't do the same as a 20-year-old or a 25-year-old, but you could use your head and train clever.
So you listen to your body as you get older. Before just your heart does everything. Now you listen to your body and your mentality. It's that stage where you say, right, this is what I can do. I've always learned something, pick something one day. So this art makes you pick things up and learn. So your mind's always open. And, you're always taking in other people's what they're teaching you as well,
Keep an open mind.
Oh yes, lovely.
Keep an open mind when you're doing martial arts.
Enjoy it, makes it more enjoyable.
And try and keep away from the politics.
Is there any?
Oh, it's politics.
If you get more than 3 people in the room, there's going to be politics. If you train safely,
that's it.
Train carefully, I mean, like we did today, emphasis a lot on safety. Yeah. Safety is paramount when you're doing weapons, because although we've done single stick today, we do double stick, long stick, blades, stick and dagger, knife defence. Safety is paramount, because you're only going to get one student get injured, you'll lose 3 students. If you've got one person, you'll lose 3 of the other students, they won't come back there and that's too violent. So safety in any art, weapons art, has got to be top priority.
Do you think with the social media sites now, like YouTube, and do you think it's easier for people to get involved with martial arts, or do you think that's counterproductive sometimes? Or
well, it's easier to check things out on websites and YouTube and things like that. It's not. It's harder to learn from those websites, which a lot of people do, I think. We see some guys in our travels and you think, goodness me, he's had YouTube on for a couple of days to learn, and he's never practiced this technique.
No.
You've been watching me?
Yeah, I've been watching you, yeah. It's like everything else, you've got to make your own judgment, own assessment of what's good and what's it. The other thing is good about the website, it's informative. You can find clubs in your areas, find who's doing this art, and for instance, if you put somebody's name in, you can Google their name, whoosh, everything comes up about that guy.
Ninjitsu. It's about 900 years old. The Grandmaster lives in Noda City in Japan. He's 34th Soke Grandmaster of the style. I've been training under him for just over 30 years. And the art it's a very traditional Japanese martial art. It encompasses all of the Japanese weaponry, unarmed combat and strategies. With martial arts you have to go out and find what suits you, and I looked around at a lot of other martial arts, lost count of how many I've had a go at. I've got rank in Kung Fu and Iaido, but for me Ninjitsu was the one, and that's where I put all my time and money. So it's just about finding the right one and the right teacher.
And you've found personal benefit?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, when I first started, I was a lot quieter than I am now. So yeah, it's given me an enormous boost.
started back in 1979 in Kyokushinkai, so this is my 35th year, and we teach, at the Scorpion Academy, we teach universal karate, kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA. We also have other instructors coming in teaching Taipan combat and yoga. And Andy here on my left, over to you.
I've been training with Mark, getting on for 14 years now. It was about the turn of the century when I started training with you. I had done some karate when I was younger, stopped for various reasons, grew out of it, but picked it back up again. And yeah, never looked back. I've been training I've trained MMA, kickboxing, karate and Muay Thai.
So there you are. He's my right hand man.
He kicks me, I fall down and everybody claps.
So can you tell us why you're here today?
Well, I've known Terry for quite a long time now, and obviously tried to help out, and as a fundraiser for something so awful that happened last year and that, happy to come on board and help out, of course. And what's good is it's also a chance for martial artists to network. So on this whole weekend you've got lots of different styles coming together.
It's good in an environment like this just to take it back to grassroots and learn off of each other.
Well said.
So how do you, say when you're doing your styles, how do you work out to add something to them? When you learn something new, are your minds working all the time? I don't know how that works.
Today's a classic because we've done the Ninjitsu, and we've learnt a nice technique there, which will be in addition to a particular technique that we teach. And so we've now effectively pinched something with his blessing that we're going to put into our system. So there is no one system that's the best of any. If you don't add to it, you're going to stay in the dark ages. It's got to move forward. So have traditional values, but we're living in modern times. So you've got to make the system work and adapt it, and so it's what we've been doing, which is really good.
So do you think that's good, because you can have a lot of older masters in martial arts, that maybe another sport they couldn't do, could they? Like you wouldn't get...
You should keep traditional values, that's important, and a lot of clubs don't do that any longer. In the karate, we hear lots of clubs don't teach kata anymore, or kata bunkai, which is sort of the application, and that's shameful, because there's an old saying that kata is the heart of karate. But people these days want fitness, fighting, and it is bad that they're not learning the true respect and the traditional values that should be there.
I think that's one that's missing, very much so. I think it's there for all ages. There's so many different martial arts, and there's so many different ways of applying your martial arts. It doesn't need to be 100% fitness, full-on frontal assault all the time. There's so many.
But the thing is, you make your style work. So in answer to the first question, it's like I've got major problems with knees, cruciate ligament, up to 2 operations on that, broken knee. So I can't kick like I used to. But instead of giving up about it, I've just changed the system to suit me. And that's how it should be. So you're not, we're not 15 or 16 anymore. So you're not going to leap around like that. So you have to move on. But you never stop learning. It's a lifelong learning curve and a life skill. There endeth the lesson.
Are you going to go and sit on your cloud now?
And
contemplate?
I am. Yes.
Can I ask you one thing about students? Excuse me. Are students easy to come by, once you have them, how do you retain them?
Two very different things. Easy to come by, yes. Martial arts nowadays is so widespread, everybody's aware of it. It's not a hidden mystical gem of the East like it used to be when I was young. It's keeping them. And that's very, very hard in today's world, today's society, especially when you're trying to teach traditional values.
That's where it's gone wrong. That's why a lot of clubs have dropped kata and that side of it, because the youngsters don't want it.
No.
All they want is either fitness and fighting or action-packed. We've changed the lessons, children's lessons particularly. We keep them very exciting and fun, but they are learning the same system and the same syllabus. But if you don't move forward, you will end up with a club with 4 people in it, and that won't pay the rent. So sometimes you have to bite your lip and do things perhaps that you wouldn't have done 20, 30 years ago. But things have changed as well. I mean, from when I started, some of the things that happened in the dojo, you wouldn't do it now. You'd just get locked up for it. You know, you'd be done for violence and assault because you didn't talk out of place. You'd been kicked out the door, literally. Whereas now, not a chance. So that side of it, you know, has had to move and change, and rightly so. But I do wonder whether it's always for the good or not. There you go.
Catch it underneath there. You have the blade in the arm. I need to get this nice and tight there. I've got to bring this by.
Back into business with the shoe. Balance is not already. I simply take this arm up, take this arm down.
One, two, three, two. Got 4 there, 5 there, into there, 3 to this way.
Anyway, his hand should be here, so it's not going to take much to move. Twist that out. Going up, we're going to go down, okay? So quite simply, think of it as a wrist grab. You just grab my wrist. All I'm going to do is turn around and grab each wrist like that. That's really simple. 1, 2. Okay, now I'm going to apply the hand. Okay, I'm going to pull with this hand and push with this hand in. Okay.
And he comes to the number 2. Spot. Sticking out. 1.
My name's Shihan Kevin Garwood. I'm a 7th Dan at Goshen Jitsu, which is Jiu-Jitsu. Now, because of health problems, I'm predominantly teaching Tai Chi. I'm here today, one, to support Terry, who's organised this weekend event, and for the very good cause, everyone in the Philippines that have suffered the dreadful disaster. Tai Chi is something that I can still do and still be part of the martial arts community, because it's slow and I don't have a lot of wind, but I can still do that, and I can use my knowledge from other styles to incorporate into the Tai Chi, and so that keeps me in a world that I've been in for many years. The thing is about Tai Chi is that it's like a coin. On one side of the coin it can be an holistic form where you do it similar to a dance and the movements flow, or the other side of the coin, which is the side that I tend to go towards, which is the martial side. And for me, it enables me, when I'm doing the moves, I can understand why this move flows into that move and so forth, and it has an understanding for me, and that's brilliant. Our perception is that it's done by old people in the park in China, that sort of thing, but it has so many good qualities that young people, could gain so much from it, because it starts off, it's not just about the physical, the self-defense side of the thing. It is also, it helps you to understand how your body works, because you're doing it slowly. You're aware of what muscles you're using, where you're moving to, where you're, and setting the thing up. That you learn a lot about yourself, and it's about that whole thing of relaxation. Not carrying tension, allowing yourself just to move and to flow. I think you've got to have someone who's got patience. I think that's a major contributive factor. I think you've also got to be comfortable with yourself and just happy that you're learning this bit, and not sort of want to be always scrabbling to the end. It's got, it's about enjoying the journey as much as getting there. And that's the lovely thing about Tai Chi, is that because it is so smooth and flowing. I mean, my own little group we called our group the Sea, because the tide will come in and it rolls back out again, and it never stops. And that's the same with Tai Chi. It flows and it just rolls rhythmically from one move to the next. And that's what you're aiming to do, just to enjoy that sensation of freedom that Tai Chi enables you to have. And it's the hardest bit to do. When you say to people, relax, they go, oh, I am relaxed. And, their shoulders are up near their ears, and it's getting them to realise dropping the shoulders, breathing, and just relaxing. And it comes.
From your point of view, if you were, say, 25 again, and you could look at any style and you had health, is there anything that would attract you now in the martial arts world now, do you think? Or?
Well, I've done, as I say, for the last 45 years, I did a Japanese style, and now what I know now, if I was a young man again, I would have gone into the Chinese style. I just feel that there is just so much more, because it is there's so many levels in the Chinese styles. I mean, it's just fascinating, and it is a fantastic journey to be on. I mean, at my age, I'm still enjoying that journey, and meeting, what I have is, I've met wonderful people who have been happy to share knowledge, and that's brilliant.
And I hold. That's the way I hold. That's the way you hold. definitely.
Yes,
yeah, it's a
very
effective.
simple, no effort whatsoever.
You've just been shown a move now. How do you find that, what you've just done?
Very effective, very similar to other martial arts like karate.
Can you show that again then on camera?
Now just keep it simple. Here, step in. How is that? Then circle it. So we've already made that step. Everything close contact. Otherwise, it's pointless. And step through. And step through.
Sanford, and we teach Kokusal Kido under the influence and banner of the National Korean Martial Arts Association under Grandmaster Danny Guba. Our martial art is very diverse in its entirety. It's a traditional Korean martial art, and if I broke it down into segments, we have foundation kicking and advanced kicking, so 540 jump spin kicks. So the things that you see in Taekwondo came from Hangwon-do, okay, and then we have the weapons. So you know, being a traditional Korean martial art, there's obviously poor old Korea has been invaded by Japan a couple of times, and China as well. So because it's a traditional martial art, we embrace our traditions. Okay, so we understand that we've got Japanese influences there, we understand we've got Chinese influences there. We have forms, or kata, and our weapons we range from, just to say a few, rope, cane, fan, staff, short stick, chobong, which is jointed stick, sword, inverted sword, short sword, double sword, and archery, to say a few.
That's quite an extensive list, Kevin.
It's an extensive martial art. Martial arts, Kokusal, one thing that is the foundation of our art is respect. Respect for everybody. Okay, so in our classes, I know everybody's name, they know who I am, but from young all the way up and all the way back down again, we say sir or ma'am, okay, as a mark of respect. We don't judge people by what they wear around their belts, we judge them by the person they are. You know, so belts don't mean anything to us in terms of rank. That's a Western thing. It's about discipline and respect for each other. And our martial art, the same as all martial arts, are all good for you. You know, it's what you get from them and how you apply that as a person that makes you that martial artist. So you know, within our art, we have so much to offer that we don't need to go out, or my students don't need to go elsewhere to get everything. You know, if you want to do kicking and you want to go to Taekwondo, fine. If you want to go karate and learn punching, if you want to go Kung Fu and learn weapons, fine. If you want to go to an acupuncture and acupressure, fine. But you can come to our martial art and we do the whole lot. We have a systematic martial art. So in each belt ranking, there's a specific syllabus. And the syllabus follows to link onto the next one. Okay, so by repetition of joint locking or cloth techniques or kicking techniques or takedown techniques, through repetition you become very good at doing it. Forms, we have 21 forms under black belt, and from that, balance, coordination, and linking one move to the next is how we get it. We do a lot of fitness in class, and I mix it up with my own types of fitness, but you know, to keep people coming in and interested is enthusiasm from the instructor. I'm not strict. I do like a good laugh in class and with my students, keeping that respect at all times, from me downwards. I don't teach for a living. I do it purely for love. As long as it pays the whole, that's all I care about.
So again we come up, lift the fingers, draw in, and then slowly sink down. And that's a close.
Base
Ready? Hands up.
I do a karate style called Shukukai, which means way for all. Gary?
My name is Gary Boast. I'm one of Cantu's senior students. I've been doing karate for nearly 30 years.
So how did you gents meet each other?
Well, we used to train at the International High School in Great Yarmouth under a gentleman by the name of Alan Martin, who was our instructor. And Gary was there as a student. I started off, and we basically developed a friendship, and I went on to open up my own club, and the clubs and the association, which is now the Shukukai Karate Group, which I run in conjunction with Gary, where we have clubs in Beccles at the moment. We're looking to open up in Norwich as well.
So Cantu, I've noticed that you wear white suits. You and Gary are in white, and some of the others are in. What is the reason for that?
From my perspective, karate's always been a kind of into white suits. It's something that we've brought on, but I guess the essence behind it is an element of purity. It's try and keep everything simple. It's not about fighting at all, although it is a martial art. It's about developing yourself both as a person and also being a positive contributing to the community. And it's a family, although the only analogy that I have, it's a tree with loads of branches, and the branches are named differently, but in essence we do the same thing.
Well, karate has developed me because when I first started at the age of 21 I was quite short-tempered, and I find that karate is calmed me down quite a lot and made me think of life in a different way as well, especially towards aggressive situations, and it's also helped me with my work.
Some of us have gone back to kind of the original ways of doing it, is to go out there, train hard, understand why we're doing the purpose of karate, which is to kind of develop one's body and mind, so much so that if it was ever required, there were other things in place instead of fighting. Strong mind, strong will, the ability to diffuse situations, and I think that's where I'm starting to look at, and certainly with the modern world as it is, and I think it's a positive thing that we need to bring children, young adults and older adults to start thinking the same type of thing, that it's not about violence, it's about kind of diffusing the violence and using karate much more in a positive manner, to train together, to make bigger friends, to develop communities strong to help the weak, and to support each other through life. That's how I see it, and it sounds very pie in the sky, but I think certainly the people we have met in other styles and in the martial arts that we've been involved in have all kind of espouse the same type of thing that I've just put down, and I'm sure there's a lot more that we've yet to discover.
We've also been on done a lot of courses like today's seminar with Sensei Kevin Garwood, Sensei Terry Nixon on a regular basis, develop a good friendship, and obviously share each other's views, as it were, each other's experiences with the martial arts. So it brings, like Kanchi says, it brings the community together. Other clubs can train together without any physical barriers or any political barriers or anything like that.
Do you think that's important?
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think Gary hits the biggest thing, and it's like everything in politics. It's always there, but it gets to a stage where people aren't allowed to make the choice. We have an open door policy. Please come and train with us. Take away what you want, and keep what leave what you don't want. It's how it is. You go into a shop, you buy whatever you want, you walk out. It's a consumer society. Unfortunately, there's still a very, very small element which try to say they're traditional and you can't do another martial arts and everything else. I think if they were to look back through their history, they'd find that their art has been bastardised considerably through other styles: Chinese, Japanese, Okinawan, Indian, Greco-Roman, boxing. All these other things, they've all been involved. The Philippines with Pencak Silat and all the other things that are there. And we've just got to allow to amalgamate and do the best we can for individuals and groups and communities. It doesn't matter what style you do. It should still have the essence of be nice to each other, train hard, train strong, and understand why we're doing it and what benefits it can bring to us both physically and mentally.
That's great, boys. Can I ask you one thing about student retention? How do you get enough students in the first place, and how do you get enough to stay with you?
For me, it's been an absolute nightmare, and I certainly think a lot of instructors throughout the world have suffered with the same problem. The important part is that maybe things like this, interviews with people, look into the background. Would you send your child to some kind of childminder if you didn't know their history and what they're about? And that's what I'd say to karate classes. Research it, have a look at it. And I'd say that a lot of good instructors don't have very many students because they don't do it for money. They do it because of the passion that they have for it. And it's something that needs to be addressed. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the answers. I just get frustrated. I wish I could tell all the people that were at other clubs, like, come and have a look. Question you, why do you move in that fashion? Ask them. And if they're throwing you, a curveball, that they're not good, or they are good, whatever the case may be. But all I can say is, to Gary, who's been with me, question to ask him is, why does he still keep coming back?
Why do you, Gary?
I love it. I love training, simple as that. And I've known Kanji like best part of 28 years or something like that, 29 years, and that's been, I just love, I'm learning, still learning. I'm over 50, I'm still learning. I like to learn, despite my knees.
I have various, I mean it could be any age range. Like I said, I've got a Phil, a gentleman who's just started with me probably 3 weeks ago, 70 years old. And you can already still see the progression, you know, even less than 3 or 4 short weeks, you can see that change happening where, you know, they can move more effectively, they are picking up new movement patterns which were a struggle to begin with. So there's various things that I still get a lot of satisfaction on, and it doesn't matter who I'm training and what age. Yeah, so, and that's never going to change. I'm not going to ever stop doing that just for that feeling of seeing somebody, even in a short amount of time, make those small steps towards being competent, being good, and potentially being very good.
So, same thing again. It's cool for a hard shot, okay? Whatever. Okay, so let's go for the head shot, that's the kick, okay? I can block the arms and block the draw. What's the next thing is the moose. So slow down because I have to go fast otherwise, right? So he kicks, I go hit. Right, and that was a dingly dangly, it was not that close. Alright? So watch my foot, my foot, I do that. Right, I angle my foot up, watch, put it there. That's as close as I want to be, that's as close as you like me to be. Okay? But I grab it, that's what you do. So you just kick it under the head, fly, muscle up, bang! Really? Right? The only skill factor is you need that ability to fight down here, which is the comfort man we're used to. Alright? Same again, please. If I'm up here, look. I can't do it, look, it's not the film. So I have to attempt it. Thank you. Right? Because he thinks this target, look, it's easy for him. Angle your foot, that's the advantage. That's angle, so it fits the most you can possibly. That's okay? And all you've got to do is lift up. Don't kick any up in there, just lift. Lift it up. As close to the groin as you dare, and hit him. Okay? You wouldn't like as much as you do.
I want to get so much in the time I've got. So, we're here. 1, 2, okay, circle. Now, okay, sorry. Okay, now, from here, step round. Do not kneel down. Okay, we want to save that for the head. Okay, so straight on the neck, this is pressure, so push on the wrist, okay, on the head, on the wrist. Okay, so that little step, go a bit lower and just kneel, drop your body weight, or shift their center of gravity and bring it down. Okay, then execute on the end. I do not like doing this. I've seen it so many times. Okay, this. What have I done? He can roll out this because I've got no lock on it. Okay, I've committed myself. If I put my foot there, it's going to have a big difficulty. I've committed myself too much. Plus, I'm dragging myself down. Let them drop and then pin. Okay? Yeah? So I don't want to see anyone kneeling down before they hit. Okay? Drag. Don't want to do that.
Nice and easy.
That's no strength. So I hit him hard. Yeah? Just me forcing
That's his tour, yeah. See how that's funny?
Please, Danny, why you're here this weekend?
Yes, I come here to support the seminar of Terry Nixon for the Typhoon Big Team in the Philippines that happened on November last year.
Okay, is that something that's close to your heart?
Yeah, especially in my place in Cebu and in Leyte, Ormoc. That's a lot of my uncle and my cousin, because my mom came from Ormoc City in Leyte. That's why I do a seminar and charity event. Last month, we've been sending there 3,000 pounds to support, and they distribute already to the Typhoon victim. Because martial art is a skill, is ability, it's not a style. Martial art is a skill, and the skill become a style, and that is the system that I teach. There's no limit of this, because I start this when I was 12 years old, and until now I'm now 62, this coming August 11. And once you get the system, you get the foundation, you get the proper skill. You need the foundation and the system and the trick of the technique, and that's how you improve yourself. But if you don't have foundation, you have no system, how could you improve yourself? Just learn a bit of pieces of like this, go this way, go that way. No, you have the system, and that's how you progress. Actually, I got a good memory, but as I told you, you get the system, the pattern of the style. Like every day, when you wake up, what you gonna do? You go to the toilet, or you cook, or that's every morning. You're gonna do it every morning. It's a system, it's a pattern. Now in the martial art, it's the same. You do the pattern, and the pattern that you put it in the martial art become a second movement of your hand, of your body. But if you have no pattern system, you have no technique, you have no foundation, how could you make it? You're just copying these people that they're gonna teach you. Copying is different. Copying, but you don't know the answer. You just copy it. You got a point. If you're just learning from the YouTube, from the DVDs, it's okay, no problem with that. But you're just copying what they did, but you don't know what is the answer. Copying without knowing the answer. But if you get to the Grandmaster that you learn from him, he knows the answer, because the DVD or the YouTube is only there. You cannot put another one. Yeah? When you apply the technique, it's only there, but there's another technique there that you're gonna go to another level. That's how you're gonna learn. But if you learn from the DVD and the YouTube in the movie, it's alright, just copying. When Bruce Lee is my idol, yeah? When you go this way, yeah? Then you just copy like that, but you don't know what is what's the next move. You get the point? See? You need the foundation, the system, the trick, the technique, and become your style. That is the way I teach here. When I teach you the foundation, everything, then you make your own style, and that's it. That's martial art. Style, the most important in the martial art. You have a game plan. Plan B, plan A. It depends on you, how you put that. Because if I fight in the street, I fight with my style. I will not fight that I learn from you. This is... No. I fight with my own style. That's it. That is a martial art that I teach. No. I will answer that no. Because I learned from 6 Grandmaster. Okay, I mentioned my 6 Grandmaster that I learned. Okay. I learned from Magdaleno Nolasco, Grandmaster Siriaco Cacoy Cañete, Grandmaster Vicente Inting Karen, Grandmaster Bonifacio Loloy Uy, and the last is Grandmaster, Super Grandmaster Dionisio Cañete. These 6 Grandmasters that I learned, I get their philosophy. Yeah? Then I put into my own style. But the technique that I learned came from them. I don't have style. I don't have technique. These 6 Grandmasters who taught me, then I put into my own style. Then I teach you. And that's it. That is, I call now, Guba 12 Pares Original Multi-Style System. That's what I teach. But I learned that from my 6 Grandmaster. Without them, I'm useless. I'm nothing. You got the point. Yeah? I go outside immediately. I break, I hook. grab this one here, my left hand will pass to the underarm. Yeah? That's why you do it. Okay? Yeah? Then you transfer. Yeah? Technique, style. Okay, try. One more. 1, 2. You got it? Pull. Insert. Grab. Back over it. Yeah? That's the way they want it. Yeah? Then you transfer. Oh. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Yeah? Depends on you. Look at me.
What's going on here?
When I'm here now, I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah? When I drop this one here, look outside, put it there. That's it. Yeah? Bam! Yeah? Bam! 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 Yeah? Get it? Yeah? You learn the technique.
You just move back there. So when you're here, start down, hit back, and then come across and strike it, so your body's almost in a straight line. So nice and easy, again, pick it up. With a little effort, okay? So, exactly, so hook punch, hook punch, okay, feel it? Okay, so he's still going to get hook punch me, okay, especially as hard, okay? So from this, why would you want to take it off and do this when we can move straight in and take the head off? Yeah. So while he's going this way, redirect, straight through.
Or you can do the classic Bruce Lee. Like most people of my generation, it was known as the Kung Fu boom. I was in London, visiting my mother in Leicester Square, and that was the time of Clockwork Orange. And on the other cinema, the sister cinema, they said this coming on our sister cinema is the first Chinese Western. And they showed a trailer, and there was people jumping in the air and flying through the air and this sort of thing. I thought, wow, this is for me. At that time, Bruce Lee was also on the telly in a series called Longstreet, and then I see him at the picture, so I knew who he was basically, and then I took it from there. And I came back from London. I thought, right, I'm going to do this Kung Fu. At that time, there was a few karate clubs in Yarmouth, there was a few jiu-jitsu clubs and judo clubs, but there was no Kung Fu. Then, as most people know, there's a chap in Yarmouth called Barry Theobald, who I got hold of. I had to wait a year to get into his club, and as they say, the rest is history. Basically, I've done it ever since for 4 years now.
So why was the long wait with Barry's club? Was it a lot of students?
Yeah, I think at the time there was a lot of students, and it was more tradition. You had to be introduced by someone who was already there rather than just walking through the door. And I found out eventually where he was. He was at the Unitarian Church in Great Yarmouth, in Nottingham Way. I went there one Saturday morning. I turned up, and he wasn't there. They were out on a run somewhere, but I waited my turn, and then within 15 minutes they came back, and then as they say, the rest is history.
So as a man, martial arts, would you say, has helped you through?
Oh, definitely, as no shadow of doubt. This is one of the questions when I was taking early grades, that the chap asked me what's the martial arts done for me, and it's made me a better person, I believe. It's made me physically stronger, physically better, handle things a bit better, because you look at things slightly different. Obviously, as you grow up, you're young, you're fresh, you're a little bit naive, but you learn by your mistakes. It's kept me fit, it's kept me strong, as I said. It's given me avenues in other things. It's led to me doing weight training and everything else just to keep myself fit. A lot of people don't think I look my age, which is a compliment. But I like to think that's down to the martial arts and the way I live. I'm not a saint, but I like to think that it's what it does. It does for me. It gives me something back. The posture, the way I stand, the way I look. I won't get old. They say I don't want to get old, and that's what it does for me. It keeps me that young. Because I think a lot of I often think about this, and I think a lot of it is because I'm always training younger people myself. I've been around with younger people for 40 years now. Obviously they come and go, but the majority of them are still 20 years, 25 years younger than yourself. So you tend to think you're that old as well, and you do what they do. And I'm a firm believer that if I can't do it, I don't expect other people to do it either. And those people who know me know I'm a bit of a work master and train very hard. So it helps me, yes, definitely.
So have you had to, as you've gotten a little older, Johnny, now, because you spoke about the 70s and we're now like 2013, have you had to adapt to style? Are there some things you just can't do now?
I won't have to say can't, you have to think about it a little bit harder. Obviously, because when you're younger, certain things come more natural. You can jump around a lot more, you can do things a lot less easier. I think experience teaches you that you don't have to do that so much. It's the same as weight training as well. I mean, you don't have to go do bench press 200 kilos just to build your chest up. You can do it with 50 kilos. You just got to know how to do it. So you have to adapt, and that's all martial arts, but especially the kung fu styles. You have to adapt certain techniques. You realise you can't do it. It's harder to do. Maybe you have to think a little bit harder to do it. So, but as long as you keep you're sensible about it, and you keep the general things going, then it's not really a problem. It's just a matter of keeping certain muscles strong and agile and useful. But there's other things you can do that your students can't, because they haven't got that experience. So you fine-tune it, I suppose. The Chinese may call it Qi or something else, a mystical force, but it's still well-learned skills. I think that's what it is. And Kempo, that is the translation of Kempo, is well-learned hand and feet skills, and you can't. That's basically what it is, no more than that. And yes, so you have to adapt, definitely, but you learn sneaky ways as well. I suppose that's the way to say it. Yes.
So what qualities do you look for in a student who might say walk off the street, Johnny? What would appeal to you?
The same qualities that have always been. I prefer students who are dedicated, honest, want to be there for the right reasons rather than just because they can. But because the way I teach and the way the style I teach, that it's not a quick fix, so to speak. It does take a long time. I remember when I first learned it, I used to do a lot of reading on books and magazines and so on, and they said it takes at least 10 years to begin to understand the Chinese martial arts. And I thought, this is rubbish. But after about that 10-year period, I remember it hitting me like a baseball bat in the face. Wow, he was right. You start to understand things a little bit more clearer, and the understanding of what you've done over all the years does work. So yes, I think what you said is true, yes. I must admit, and this is from the heart, that if I didn't have it, I don't think I would be where I am today. I think it's helped me through it, it's given me something to focus on, it's given me a purpose, it's given me a belief, it gives me a chance to do what I want to do, if you like, without being told what to do like you know me at work. You're the boss, so to speak, in a nice way, and it definitely helped me. I know what it's done for me, physically, mentally wise. As I said, I know there's been times where if I didn't do this, I don't know where I would have ended up, I'm sure. So yes, there's never a time. There's times when I struggle, because I'm getting older, and there's times when, I've eased up now over the years, when there was times when I was teaching 6 days a week, now I'm just down to twice a week, come through, but I do other things as well. I'm never going to give up. I know I won't. As long as I'm still capable, I'll still do it. I know I will.
The other one's stopping there. So both of them are useful. I like it stopping.
See the way, hold the knife properly. There. That's the way, this is the way.
lunge. Yeah? There we go. So, right eye, left eye.
And small, and use my technique. Don't use your strength. Okay, use your strength. Learn muscle on. Yeah? Point. Skill. Right.
Skill.
Yeah, skill.
Terry Nixon has never asked for reward nor sought any personal benefit. Terry Nixon is a much appreciated practitioner and a highly valued friend. It's from Grandmaster Danny Terry.
Really, really good. I couldn't have wished for it to go any better, to be honest with you. Fantastic support, and now raised £600 and still growing. So it's been great, for a great cause and a fantastic weekend. And people have made friends, all the different styles have united.
Dawn, if people like the video and can contribute a small donation, will that be useful?
Oh, brilliant. I mean, that will still go on to the cause, what we're raising for today, and we'll just make sure it gets there.
I'm naturally going to say Bruce Lee, because obviously he was my hero, and he was one of the first ones that followed after him. I think it's one of the questions you just can never answer.
A lot of people. Sorry to believe that.
I'm going to go with Mr. Seagal.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Mr. Seagal because he's a big guy, and although he is a film star, he actually was an Aikido instructor many years ago.
So I can't look up to who's going to win and who's going to lose.
You've got to decide that.
We need a decision.
I've decided to, man. I'm probably going to upset a lot of people, but I've upset them.
Steven Seagal is very good at what? He's one of the guys who's got the Master and Grandmaster in his own. He does now. And I think he's also a big guy.
Bruce Lee.
Every time.
Well, I don't think those four would ever get into a mess with each other. I think they'd be quite happy just to walk away from it. But I think I'd have to have my money. If I was a betting man, I think I'd have to go for Bruce Lee. I think he's just he was awesome. That's I don't think they'd actually get there to that point. Sit down and have a pint or something. Well, you'd like to think they would anyway.
Every single time. No question.
Probably Steven Seagal. Yeah, Aikido's a nice art as well.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it'd be Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
I think Bruce would have
Bruce Lee.
I think Bruce would have his work cut out.
Yeah, his work will be cut out, but I still think he's still winning.
I think that'd be a draw.
As Steven Seagal was one of the first Caucasian black belts in Japan, he was very good. He was very, very good. But I'm still gonna have to go Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Every time?
Every time. Every time. All-rounded martial art, great grounding. He's good martial arts. Awesome martial arts.
Cool. well, you know, it's got to be Chuck Norris. I mean, he's you know, he's hardcore. You know, he's yeah, he's hardcore. You know, yeah, I'm going to go with Chuck Norris. Yeah, Chuck Norris again. You know, yeah, Chuck Norris is a man. Oh man, this is interesting. That changes the dynamics a little bit, doesn't it? So yeah, I think Bruce Lee and Steven Seagal in that case. Yeah, but Chuck Norris would give him a good go.
You answer that one.
What a question, how could you ask me that? Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee every day, you know. Just because he died in 1973 doesn't mean to say that he is not going to win, you know. In his day, a lot of people say that he could have beaten Bruce Lee, but they wouldn't have said it to his face. He would have slaughtered everybody. It's my hero.
You got that? See? I like Bruce Lee. It's my oldest one. I like this one. All. Yeah. But I fight in the street. My style, I fight in the street. Not Bruce Lee, not Steven Seagal, not Chuck Norris, not Van Damme. Danny Guba will fight in the street. You got a point. Yeah? But this is all my idol. I like. Because I watch every week movies.
Have you seen Star Trek? The old ones, the Gorn,
Yes.
that Captain Kirk fought. Have you seen it, Andy? You might not have seen it.
It's the original series.
The original, the monster thing with the shell.
I've seen them all. I'm trying to remember them. No, I can't.
Okay, you might have to fill him in. But how do you think you boys? He's on the planet. How do you think you boys would fare against the Gorn? Do you think you could take the Gorn?
I'd ask them, what is love? That worked every series. Oh no, that was only with the women aliens, wasn't it? That worked for Kirk.
Let me show you. Well, it depends, because he built a cannon, didn't he, and fired diamonds into it. See? I'm a bit of a Trekkie. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'd probably just take him out for a beer.
Yeah,
I think.
life's too short for all this.
Just be mates with him, and you know.
It might be a big universe, but we're all small now.
Absolutely. We're all the same on the inside, aren't we?
Absolutely. Have a beer and chill.
Big old melting pot of colours.